realest, the real ones can vouch. They thought I was done, but all I doubt, you gotta play money, mix around.
It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Ravens and the Steamers, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Memphis Steamers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. The intensity level will be off the charts.
As we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. That's caught by Ware.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain.
partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Well, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing, and now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Berry. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll try to run the option here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw here. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. There's the stiff arm, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And they run the option on 2nd down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the interception, here's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength is on display there. Well, they run the option here on 1st and 10. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
How about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. And let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Throwing is Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
In most goal line situations, defensive tackles are just trying to hold the line, hold their ground, and let the other guys roam and make the play. But in this situation, he's able to push his way into the backfield and disrupt that play for a loss.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. One more time with Dobbins. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a 3rd and goal. Here's Jackson. This is caught. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On to the second quarter. Memphis in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. They'll set up to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. But he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally, and you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. The extra point up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Shepard. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Fielded just inside the 20. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play there out of the running game.
So this play, until recently, only something you probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break up big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On first down, it's Berry. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got a man, that's Quinn. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Butker's kick here is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So the 3rd drives the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Off the play fake, Jackson. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10.
Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
They force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there for Baltimore. Well, for all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, you know, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well.
And you'd think on 3rd down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Yeah, that throw, my goodness, and even 70 yards through the air. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
Second and 11. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense has really floated around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now Jackson. Pressure comes and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now a 3-point swing right there.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He's going to keep this again. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time the defense was onto it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll drop to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Back to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Barry. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 2 yards.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. He's got it. This is Ware. A good rally to the football. Keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Able to slither by. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. On the option right is Jackson, and he stopped immediately there. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Barry. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Quinn. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll look to throw again. He'll let this fly deep for Quinn. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. On third down, Barry. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Again, he finds more. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We had great action yesterday, and this, the first of 3 more games coming at you here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in the...
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Their own 20-yard line.
And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive...
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Chase Young, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Geez, I mean, what more can you say about Lamar Jackson? We know that he's got the quickness and the agility, but, you know, if you wanted proof of his straight-line speed, look no further.
And to anyone who gets concerned when they see a quarterback running with the football, you just let him be himself. Let him be him. And I guess what you'd say there is hard to hit what you can't catch.
And the numbers here don't lie. According to the Next Gen stats, he topped out at an even 22 miles an hour.
A try here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll start with the option.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On 3rd down, Barry, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Back to throw. Throw right side here, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. A pair of 1st downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. And to give this time to the tailback. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Barry. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On third down, Barry. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
First play of the drive, excellent run, just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football out of the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Working with 2nd and 5 now.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Play action. Now Jackson. That's caught by Ware. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Complete to number 17.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Jackson going for the deep ball. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise? Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going. Mugging the line of scrimmage. Okay.
Yeah, in this case.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. He'll decide to keep this once more. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line.
And that's another big-time run. And it sure looks like the leverage game is being run by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Memphis, Tennessee. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Harrison Butker on the field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So the 3 points there, CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
On the return, Walker. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Ravens on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll run on 1st down. It's Barry, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. I'm going to hit you. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Looking for Andrews again. He's got him this time. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's He's got his big wide receiver complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 54 yards rushing for him now to this point. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Jackson. To the right side, and he's got more complete.
Jackson's pass complete to Elijah Moore.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
And the final number here in terms of top speed, I mean, that almost looks like a misprint. He was just absolutely flying. Unbelievable. On 2nd down now, Dobbins, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. Jackson now. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 22. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Barry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They need a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Barry, and he'll get it down here to the 43.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now back to throw, and he whips that one incomplete there. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Touchdown! A great play there. 38 yards. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
And that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll try and throw for it. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points that gets them back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And this a very important drive leading in the fourth quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Second and 3 at the 20-yard line.
3 yards remain for second down. A handoff running left is Dobbins.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know any coach would take 2nd and 3 all day. You think you're in pretty good shape. Instead, after 2 runs, though, they're at 4th and 1. Didn't pick it up.
Back-to-back 1-yard gains. This defense, the challenge was accepted. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at we'll call it the 37-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And this wild card game, folks, it has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the 4th, so they know they need at least 3 on this incredibly critical drive as they start out 1st and 10.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds his man complete. It's Shepard. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And he'll give it here to his running back. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. As the offense takes the field, we zero in on Lamar Jackson. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection is struggle.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And able to work his way down to the 16.
That's it, baby.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
On the counter now, it's Dobbins.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. The Charles on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.